Garfield by Jim Davis for February 14th, 1996. Panel 1. Garfield is seen consuming a cake. The cake is pink with yellow icing. Off panel, John is yelling, "Garfield." Second panel, John is now within frame. He asks Garfield, "Suppose someone else wanted some of that cake." In the third panel, Garfield retorts, "Duh, that's why I ate it so fast." Garfield by Jim Davis for July 12th, 1991. In the first panel, Garfield can be seen sitting in a chair, watching television. The television says, "Coming up next, the cat, nature's smart aleck." John walks into frame in the second panel. John asks Garfield, "What's on?" In the third panel, Garfield replies, "Nothing that would interest you, Bean Brain." Garfield by Jim Davis for May 25th, 2017. In the first panel, John can be seen at a bathroom sink in front of an open medicine cabinet. He is holding a can of shaving cream, and there's shaving cream on his face. He says out loud, "Garfield." In the second panel, his head is turned away from the medicine cabinet. He says out loud, "Have you seen my razor?" In the third panel, Garfield, now within view, holding a broken razor, says, "No, but your potato peeler has had it." Garfield by Jim Davis for September 23, 2008. In the first panel, Garfield is sitting at the computer. He is typing away at the computer. In the second panel, Garfield, holding the mouse, is increasing the font of what he has typed at the computer. He is saying to himself, 12, 36, 48, 72 point. In the third panel, Garfield is gone. John is now within panel. John is looking at the computer and sees the words, "Feed me," typed by Garfield in the previous two panels. Garfield by Jim Davis for November 22nd, 2005. In the first panel, we see Garfield and John. John is on the telephone, speaking into the telephone. John says, "I'd like an extra large pizza with triple toppings of everything." In the second panel, eyes now wider than the first, John says, "Yes, I'm the guy with the cat." In the third panel, with a tired expression upon John's face, he says, "Yes, I'll leave the money on the driveway." Speaking of pizza, I would like to give a big shout out to today's sponsors, Garfield Eats. I will now read off the pizza menu for the hot new restaurant, Garfield Eats. Garfield Garita. Garfield Garita is a treasure of mozzarella toppings on our natural dough bed crowned with our delicious Garfield Eats secret tomato sauce. Garfield Indiano. Indian-inspired pizza topped with fresh cheese, Pandor, a rich source of milk protein, cooked with mild Garfield Eats secret masala sauce infused with light Indian spices. A must-try for everyone. Garfield Peroni. As seen on your favorite Garfield and Friends TV series, Garfield Peroni is rich with meaty beef pepperoni topped with our special sweet and sour balsamic red onions on our natural dough bed crowned with our delicious Garfield Eats secret tomato sauce. Giardino. Garfield goes green with a Giardino pizza topped with rich leafy broccoli and green avocado on our national treasure dough bed crowned with our delicious Garfield Eats secret veggie and green tomato sauce. Isa Rib. Isa Rib Pizza is our cowboy cut strips of ribeye, the center best portion of the rib steak, on our natural dough bed topped with fresh farm vegetables to your plate with our delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce. Shish Chicken. Shish Chicken Pizza is our traditional Middle Eastern marinated chicken shish kebab, specially marinated for Garfield Eats with sprigs of hand-picked lemon thyme mixed with oregano and olive oil on our natural dough bed topped with fresh farm vegetables to your plate with our delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce. If you would like a discount to Garfield Eats on your next order, you can enter in this special coupon code 6 6, 4, 7, 5, 1, 9, 2, 7, 4, 9, 2, 0, 2, 8, 7, 8, 4, 9, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, 6, 6, 8, 5, 4, 2, 1, 7, 5, 0, 7, 3, 9, 3, 9, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 8, 5, 9, 3, 7, 8, 7, 0, 6, 3, 6. Once again, that's 6, 6, 4, 7, 5, 1, 9, 2, 7, 4, 9, 2, 0, 2, 8, 7, 8, 4, 9, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, 6, 6, 8, 5, 4, 2, 1, 7, 5, 0, 7, 3, 9, 3, 9, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 8, 5, 9, 3, 7, 8, 7, 0, 6, 3. Wow. Saying all those numbers give me a mighty thirst. I will now drink. I will now drink from my large Garffuccino. Oh, wow. Oh boy, do I love my large Garffuccino. Now available in orange peel. Oh. A peppermint, pumpkin, and dark chocolate. Oh. Oh. Garfield by Jim Davis for June 26, 1992. In the first panel, we see Garfield standing out his food bowl. We know it's Garfield's food bowl because it has the name Garfield on it. John is seen pouring food from a large cat food bag into Garfield's food bowl. We know it's Garfield's cat food bag because it has the words cat food on it, and Garfield is a cat. In the second panel, Garfield's food bowl is no longer visible because it is under a mountain of cat food. John says, "There," and turns to walk out of the panel. In the third panel, Garfield turns to face the audience and says, "I can always sense when John is going away for the weekend." Garfield by Jim Davis for June 29th, 1981. In the first panel, we see that Garfield is at the windowsill. It is raining outside. Garfield thinks to himself, "I hate rain." In the second panel, he continues to think, "I'm so depressed." These thoughts culminate in the third panel, where Garfield thinks to himself, happiness is only a fair weather friend. Garfield by Jim Davis for December 15th, 2003. John and Garfield are at the telephone. John is holding the telephone and speaking into the receiver. Hello? Hi, Grandma. Happy holidays, says John. In the second panel, the conversation continues. Here? Oh. Cold, blowing, and snowing. You? In the third panel, John is covering the receiving end of the phone. He turns to Garfield and says, "It's 88 in Cancun." Garfield says, "Yeah, but with the wind chill, it's 87. Garfield by Jim Davis for July 13, 2000. Garfield is walking towards the front door. He is doing this because he hears the doorbell. In the second panel, Garfield has opened the door. We can see, outside, there is a pig snout. We can make the assumption, as the reader, that there is a pig attached to this pig snout, off frame. In the third panel, we see Garfield standing next to John, asking John, "Do we need any truffles?" Who needs truffles when you can order yourself from Garfield Eats, the Garfield Dark Chocolate Bar? Pop icon Garfield face, swapped dark chocolate, makes a healthy, sweet day empowered with antidepressants. Garfield by Jim Davis for November 12th, 2002. In the first panel, we see John, Garfield, and a mouse. The mouse is walking off panel, and John is angrily shouting, "Filthy vermin." In the second panel, Garfield thinks, "Yeah." And in the third panel, he continues this thought with, "It wouldn't hurt you to take a shower." Garfield by Jim Davis, May 16th, 2011. Garfield is hanging off of a tree branch. He is looking at Odie, who is out of panel. "Oh, look," Garfield says. "Odie has come to rescue me from this tree." In the second panel, we can see Garfield is now eyeing the base of the tree, We, as the reader, can make the assumption that Odie has approached the base of the tree, the same tree that Garfield is hanging a branch off of. In the third panel, Garfield is looking at us, the reader, and thinking to himself, well, he did something involving this tree. Garfield by Jim Davis for March 30th, 1995. John is walking into a room wearing a skirt made of leaves. Other than the skirt, he is entirely naked. John says to Garfield, "Let's hit the beach." Garfield thinks to himself, what the? In the second panel, John says to Garfield, "Natives here wear palm fronds, so I'm going to blend right in." In the third panel, John says, "When in Rome, do as the Romans do." This establishes John as a racist. Garfield by Jim Davis for October 19th, 1981. Garfield is approaching his food dish. We know that this is Garfield's food dish because it has Garfield's name on it. There is food in the food dish. In the second panel, we see that Garfield is at the food dish. However, the contents of the food dish have exploded out of the food dish. In the third panel, we see that Garfield is now covered in food. He looks displeased, and he thinks to himself, you know it's Monday when you discover a landmine in your breakfast. You will never have to worry about a landmine in your meal if you order from Garfield Eats. Why not try our fine selection of smoothies, like Strawberry Banana Love, Big Fat Watermelon, Go Mango, Peach Tail, Monday Kale, Lazy Beets, Fresh Carrot, Fresh Orange, and Apple. Here, I have a smoothie with me right now. It's Big Fat Watermelon, and I'm gonna drink it. Oh, I'm gonna drink it. Here I go. Oh boy. Oh, I could taste the chunks of the real fruit smoothie taste of the Garfield Eats real fruit smoothie. Yum, yum, yum. If you would like to order something from Garfield Eats, Be sure to enter in the following code for a discount. 66475 19274 92028 78494 24146 68542 17507 39398 32348 59378 70636. Once again, that's 66475 19274 9202 78494 24146 17507 39398 32348 59378 70636. Garfield by Jim Davis for September 29th, 2017. In the first panel, we hear John say, "Good night, Liz," outside of the panel frame. You can hear John or Liz smooching one another. Garfield is in frame, eating from his food bowl. We know that it's Garfield's food bowl because it has the name Garfield on it. In the second panel, John, now in frame, says out loud, "Boy, that was a great kiss." Garfield is eating from his food bowl. In the third panel, John says, "Why didn't you ever kiss me like that, Garfield?" Garfield thinks to himself, "Hey, I'm eating here." From this comic, we can assume that John is weird. Garfield by Jim Davis for March 16th, 1996. We see John and Garfield in the first panel. John is holding a letter. John says out loud, "A letter from home." In the second panel, John says, "Your family never forgets." In the third panel, John has opened the envelope, and he is reading the letter. John is reading the letter. "Dear Ron," John says. Garfield says, "Ouch." Garfield by Jim Davis for July 30th, 2011. In the first panel, we see John and Garfield. John says to Garfield, "I don't understand women." In the second panel, we see John contemplating. In the third panel, John says out loud, "I'll just pretend I do." Garfield retorts, "Yeah, that always works." Do you know what women like? Lasagna. At Garfield Eats, you can get a Big Agna lasagna. Big Agna is a generous size of lasagna baked in delicious, creamy, special sauce mixed with our Garfield Eats Swiss chicken, specially marinated with sprigs of hand-picked lemon mixed with oregano, olive oil, and our delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce. Big Cow lasagna. A Big Cow is a generous size of lasagna, rich in delicious, creamy bechamel sauce, filled our cowboy cut mincemeat with our delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce. Big Epinardo lasagna. Big Epinardo is a generous size of lasagna rich in delicious creamy bechamel sauce filled with leafy green spinach and our delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce. Oh, what's this? I've been handed a cup of the delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce. Yum. I'm so glad that our new brand owners for the stream have given me a cup full to the brim with a delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce. I can do this. Allow me to just get just a hearty sip. Do I just need to drink just a bit? I'm told I just need to drink a little bit of it. Oh god, it's so crazy. Oh god. Wow. And you're telling me this secret sauce comes with a majority of all baked goods here at Garfield Eats? At one of the many locations here in Canada at Garfield Eats. Wow, what a deal. Garfield by Jim Davis for January 9th, 2017. Uh-oh. Here comes a bad mood, Garfield says. He is alone. In the first frame. In the second frame, we see Garfield has ducked, just barely out of frame. His ears still visible. He has resumed his original position in the third frame, and he says to himself, I ducked. Garfield by Jim Davis for March 10th, 1987. We see that Garfield, Odie, and John are sitting down for breakfast. There is a bowl full of spinach in front of Garfield. John says to Garfield, "Eat your spinach, Garfield." In the second panel, John has turned his attention away from Garfield to pour himself a cup of coffee. He says to Garfield, "It's good for you." Garfield has grabbed the bowl of spinach and is looking at Odie. In the third panel, John has turned his attention back to Garfield. The bowl is now empty. Garfield looks pleased with himself, and Odie's mouth is closed and his cheeks are puffy, presumably full of spinach. John says to Garfield, assuming that Garfield has eaten the bowl of spinach, "Well, now that's more like it." Garfield by Jim Davis for April 4th, 2012. Garfield, in the first panel, is pointing to someone outside the view of the first panel. He says out loud, "Hey." We see Odie walk into view of the second panel, whistling. Garfield looks displeased. In the third panel, Garfield says to Odie, presumably having just walked off panel, "Some of us like to climb that tree." Garfield by Jim Davis for February 24th, 1984. Garfield, standing on top of a table, is speaking to a bottle. The bottle says, "Let's have some fun, Garfield. Take one step back." Garfield says, "Okay." In the second panel, Garfield has fallen backwards off the table. In the third panel, Garfield, clearly hurt by having just fallen backwards off the table, points to the bottle accusingly and says, "I thought consciences were supposed to be nice." The bottle replies, "I'm on break." Garfield by Jim Davis for October 24th, 2006. In the first panel, we see Garfield and John at a table. John is struggling to pull a bag of cereal out of a box of cereal. In the second panel, we see a loud pop go off. In the third panel, John has accidentally popped the bag of cereal he was struggling to take out of the box. Bits of cereal have flown everywhere. Garfield says to John, "I'll open the milk." Garfield by Jim Davis for November 23, 1978. We see Garfield sitting at a windowsill next to a potted plant. Garfield thinks out loud to himself, "I'm basically your neat cat." In the second panel, we see Garfield pushing the potted plant off the ledge of the windowsill. The potted plant lands below and breaks with a loud crash. In the third windowsill, Garfield thinks out loud, "I like to keep my windowsill tidy." Garfield by Jim Davis for August 7th, 1999. Garfield, once again, is next to a potted plant. The potted plant has no petals, and Garfield is seen munching away at something. John enters the frame, looking at the potted plant, and says, "Usually, you let the plant grow, and then you eat the plant." Garfield says, "I'm not as patient as I used to be." Garfield by Jim Davis for January 2nd, 1980. In the first panel, we see Garfield being petted by John. John says, "You're a swell cat, Garfield." In the second panel, we see John holding Garfield tightly. Garfield now wears a worried expression on his face. John says, "It's time we did more things together." In the third panel, John says, "Like, give you a bath." Garfield says, "I knew it. I knew it," struggling in John's grip as John is leading Garfield towards a small tub full of soapy water. Garfield by Jim Davis for September 16, 1987. In the first panel, we see Garfield pointing at Odie, saying, "Odie is very special." In the second panel, Garfield says he was bred to be a working dog, still referring to Odie. In the third panel, Garfield, still referring to Odie, says specifically a paperweight or a doorstop. Garfield by Jim Davis for July 15th, 1995. In the first panel, we see that Garfield is wrapped in a blanket in his sleeping bed. John, speaking to a sleeping Garfield, "It's the weekend. And you know what that means." In the second panel, John continues, "2 words, Garfield." In the third panel, John says, "Board games." Garfield, now awake at this point, says, "Whoa, my fun meter is a jumping off the scale," in an obviously sarcastic tone. You don't need board games to have fun with Garfield, though. Did you know that Garfield, America's Favorite Cat, is also on Steam? You could play the hit game Garfield Cat. Garfield Cart. I'm sorry. Garfield Cart. Garfield Cart. I said Garfield Cart. I said Garfield Cart, okay? I said Hello everyone, and welcome back to today's stream. I'd like to apologize both to you and to my benefactors, who are keeping me here of my own free will, about the egregious error I made when describing the popular Steam game Garfield Kart. To make up for my terrible mistake, I have been asked to play Garfield Kart for you, as I am clearly incapable of describing the absolute joy and fun that comes with playing the popular Steam game Garfield Kart. Let's begin, shall we? Welcome to Garfield Kart. We're going to explain how to drive your kart before you go out onto the track. Okay? Yes. And we're off. Start moving your kart forward by pressing one of the keys shown. This game offers keyboard support and controller support. If you've configured another key, press it. Congratulations. It's that easy. Wow, you're a fast learner. So now let's take a look at how to turn. Use the right and left keys, or the left stick of your pad. Wow, we're really moving, aren't we, Chad? Oh, I almost got all those coins, but not quite. Nice zigzagging. Let's move on to braking. If you hold the key down long enough, you'll reverse. Wow, just like that. And look, Garfield reacts to the buttons you press on the keyboard. Perfect. Here's a pro tip for you now. Skidding. Do this while turning, of course. Hold down both a direction and the skid key. Release the skid key to stop skidding and get a mini turbo. Let's go. Let's-a go. But Mario's got nothing on Garfield. Not quite. Maybe you weren't going too fast enough. Or you released... No, I'm showing them the tutorial has dynamic fail dialogue. You don't have to punish me again. I get it. Not quite. Maybe you weren't going fast enough. Or you released the key too early? Look at the controls again. Let's try this one more time, chat. We did it. Very good. Did you see the blue lightning appear? Try to skid until it turns bright red and then release. Here's a tip. If you're approaching a wall when skidding, don't forget to adjust your trajectory by turning slightly to the left, to the right, or to the left. Congratulations. Just to make sure... Oh god, I skipped the dialogue. No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Wow. And this game has boost pads. Amazing. Let's try skidding one more time. So you know how to drive. Now you're going to learn how to use a bonus. See this candy? There are tons of them on the track. Drive over one of them. Congratulations. I got a lasagna. This bonus, as you can probably see, is a lasagna. You would just say lasagna? No, I'm sorry. You'll get amazing acceleration with this. Use it by pressing the key shown. Go and get yourself another candy to see another bonus. Here I go. I got a pie. This time it's a pie. It can be thrown forwards to hit an opponent. Try it. Congratulations. The pie has a special feature. It can be dropped behind you. Cool, right? Look at the instructions and give it a go. I dropped the pie though. It told me to use the pie. No, it told me to use the pie. Congratulations. There you go. You're finally ready to tackle the other drivers in Garfield Kart. But that's not all. There are plenty of other bonuses to discover. You can stay here a little while if you want to train up. You can stay here a little while here? That doesn't... No, it's fine! Oh god, the dialogue! No, it's... Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can't beat the competition, eh? I don't know what any of this does. Shield. Why would perfume give you a shield? What did the pillow do? I got the perfume again, my favorite power-up. Wow, what an exhilarating game this is. Hey chat, why don't we try a round of Garfield Kart, and then we can get back to reading more of America's favorite comic strip, Garfield. Let's quit the race, shall we? Let's do a single race. Oh wow, I can earn points and then use those points to buy new tracks. Wowku, thank you for dropping another Garfield Eats coupon code in chat. 17507. Wow, that's the address for the warehouse that I am currently in. Isn't that amazing? And look, we can choose a number of the best characters of the Garfield franchise. Garfield. John. Garfield and John. And we can choose our own car, the Muck Madness, and the Woofmobile. But Garfield's a cat. So let's choose the Muck Madness, not the Woofmobile. Oh no, I haven't selected a boost. Do you want to start the race anyway? Do I need to? Yeah, okay, fine. I'm a lasagna lover. Let's go. What do you mean I have to select? Is that what this is? I don't know what this is. Yeah, okay, sure. Cat's in the hood. What does the boost do? The game didn't explain. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Here I go. Off on another wild race. Oh, God. What? I don't know what that item did. Wow. I sure am going fast. Who knew that America's laziest cat could go this quickly? Oh God, who's following me? It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I just need to win this race. I just need to win this race, and I can get back to reading the comic. Oh God, I'm asleep. Oh, why did I get caught in that? Please. Please. Can we compromise on third place? Is that fine? You want me to read the fucking comic? I'll read your goddamn comic. Sorry for swearing. No. What a shame. I couldn't make top 3. But don't worry, chat. We'll get him next time. With another race. No boost this time, though. Oh no, I'm asleep. Just need to get top 3. Just need to get top 3. Oh God, please. Please, please, please. Oh God. I don't know what those crystals do. Okay, this is fine. Oh boy, I came in 6th again. Oh, is this a high-stakes game of Garfield Kart? One more? Okay, I could do one more. I've got that in me. Let's do this again. No boosts, what a shame. Could have been worse. You could have gotten 4, 6, 5, 7 tooth place. How absolutely correct you are. It could be worse. I could be racing in the great state of Nevada. Outside an abandoned factory. Things might have been rough at the beginning, but I'm really starting to get a little bit better at this game. Here I go, on my way to the top 3 in the popular game Garfield Kart. Wow, I did it. I beat my first game of Garfield Kart. How exhilarating. And you too can get Garfield Kart for 60 cents on the Steam store. Join Garfield and his friends in the funniest, fast, and furriest game. What character do you want to play with? Garfield? Odie? John? Nermal? You choose. Take part in a no-holds-barred, crazy race. Chat, would you like to learn some new facts about Garfield Kart? There are 16 different circuits, stunning 3D environments from the world of Garfield. Garfield's neighborhood, the city, the Mally supermarket, the Sunny Farm, the Misty Docks, the Oasis, the Dark Manor House, etc. There are 8 characters: Garfield, Odie, John, Nermal, Arlene, Liz, Harry, and Squeak. There are 8 bonuses for some crazy attacks and defenses: exploding diamonds, lasagnas, pies, magic wand, pillow, bewitching perfume, flying saucers. There are 3 game modes: Grand Prix, Single Race, Time Trial. There are 3 difficulty levels: 50cc, 100cc, and 150cc. There are daily challenges. Try out a new challenge every day, and you can customize your characters with tons of hoods and accessories. Wow. What a game. And for 60 cents Canadian on the Steam store, could you imagine a better deal? I couldn't. Unless I was drinking a Garfuccino at Garfield Eats. Speaking of, I've got my Garfuccino right here. And even when it's cold, boy, is it delicious. Let me have a big sip of my orange peel Garfuccino. When the director finds you fucking dogs, all of you are fucking dead. You fucking hear me? Here I go. Oh. Yum. Yum yum. I can just taste that orange peel. Now that we've experienced the fast and furious wiles of Garfield Kart, why don't we get back into reading some more Garfield Kart? Shall we? Garfield by Jim Davis, June 23rd, 2021. In the first panel, we see John talking to Garfield. John is holding a mouse by the tail. John says to Garfield, "See, Garfield?" In panel 2, John says, "This is how you catch a mouse." Garfield retorts, "That's very good, John." In the third panel, Garfield continues, "You start Monday." Maybe now John will learn how to hate Garfield just as much as Mondays. Garfield by Jim Davis, July 11th, 2012. In the first panel, Garfield is seen walking. In the second panel, Garfield is continuing his walk. But now we can see Odie smiling with clenched teeth. In the third panel, Garfield is walking past Odie with his big smile. Garfield thinks to himself, "Somebody had their teeth cleaned today." Garfield by Jim Davis for February 25th, 1991. In the first panel, we see Garfield lying in his bed. He is sighing to himself. In the second panel, Garfield is thinking to himself, I have to do something to add a little excitement to my life. In the third panel, we see John now standing next to Garfield's bed. We now see that Garfield is no longer in the prone position, but is instead sitting upright. John says to Garfield, "Sitting upright today, Garfield?" Garfield replies, "Call me wacky." Garfield by Jim Davis for March 13th, 2009. In the first panel, Garfield is seen holding a piece of paper. Odie is next to Garfield. Garfield reads, "Dear Ask a Dog, the pleasure of your company is requested for a dinner party." In the second panel, as Garfield continues to read, we see Odie is now brimming with excitement. Garfield continues to read, "Can we expect you at 6 o'clock?" In the third panel, Garfield continues to read, signed Mr. and Mrs. Frederick J. Flea. Odie looks surprised. Garfield by Jim Davis for January 29th, 1996. Garfield can be seen in the first panel, walking past John. John says, "Would you say you're a loyal pet, Garfield?" Garfield replies, "Hold on." In the second panel, we see that Garfield has walked out of view. However, he says out loud, "Yes, we have plenty of food." In the third panel, we see Garfield return to view, and he says, "Yes, I am a loyal pet." Garfield by Jim Davis for October 15th, 2001. In the first panel, we see John and Garfield standing next to a carrot. John says to Garfield, "If you finish your carrot, you may have another." In the second panel, Garfield looks at John. John is smiling. In the third panel, we see Garfield next to John saying, "Finished." John has a carrot in his ear. Garfield by Jim Davis for February 22nd, 1991. Garfield can be seen walking past John. John is reading a newspaper. Garfield says to himself, "Reading the newspaper again?" In the second panel, Garfield continues his thought. "Why? There's nothing in there about me." In the third panel, John seems distressed as he's gripping the newspaper. Garfield finishes his thought, except for the article about the candy store riot. Wow. Who knew that Garfield was an ally to Antifa? Garfield by Jim Davis for July 27th, 2011. John and Liz are sitting next to each other on the couch. Liz asks John, "John, would you like to hold hands?" John replies, "Sure." In the second panel, we see John happily holding hands with himself. In the third panel, Liz asks, "Each other's?" John excitedly replies, "Even better." Garfield by Jim Davis for July 24th, 1980. In the first panel, we see John whispering to Garfield. Garfield has his fangs out. They are both next to a mannequin. John is whispering, "You're an attack cat. Kill the dummy. Kill the dummy." In the second panel, John continues, "Kill the dummy. Kill 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 the dummy. 6, 6, 4, 7, 5, 1, 9, 2, 7, 4, 9, 2, 0, 2, 8, 7, 8, 4, 9, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, 6, 6, 8, 5, 4, 2, 1, 7, 5, 0, 7, 3, 9, 3, 9, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 8, 5, 9, 3, 7, 8, 7, 0, 6, 3, 6. In the third panel, we can see that John was attacked by Garfield. John says, "Wrong dummy." Garfield replies, "Then be more specific." Garfield by Jim Davis for October 13th, 2016. In the first panel, Garfield is seen waving. He is on the front steps of his house. "So long," Garfield says. "Have a good day." In the second panel, with more feeling, Garfield says, "I'll miss you." In the third panel, we see Garfield eating a slice of pizza from a pizza box. John is next to him. John says to Garfield, "The pizza guy gets a better send-off than I do." Garfield retorts, "You don't bring me pepperoni." Garfield by Jim Davis for October 17th, 1995. John is leaning close to Garfield. John asks, "Whatever happened to the leftover meatloaf?" Garfield replies, "It's no longer with us." In the second panel, Garfield covers his mouth as he burps. John is surprised. In the third panel, with a smirk, Garfield corrects himself and says, "I stand corrected." Garfield by Jim Davis for October 23rd, 1989. Garfield stands from his sleeping bed. He says to himself, "Brr, there's a chill in here this morning." As Garfield leaves his bed, he discards his blanket. "What an eerie sensation," he says. "This doesn't feel like my home." Garfield by Jim Davis for October 24th, 1989. As Garfield wanders the home, he calls out to his family. "John? Odie? Anybody home?" "I'm alone," Garfield says to himself. A caption reads, You have no idea how alone you are, Garfield. Garfield by Jim Davis for October 25th, 1989. Garfield, now panic-stricken, says to himself, "Steady, Garfield. There must be a good reason why the house is empty." As Garfield looks out a nearby window, he thinks to himself, "John must be at the grocery." In the final panel, we see that the house has been boarded up, and there is a for sale sign on the lawn. Garfield by Jim Davis for October 26, 1989. My home has been abandoned, Garfield says to himself. No one has lived here for years. He clutches a framed photo of him, John, and Odie. But that means I haven't lived here for years. Garfield thinks that he hears a noise and says, "What's that?" as Garfield runs into an open door. Garfield by Jim Davis for October 27, 1989. "John, Odie, you're home," says Garfield. He sees that John and Odie are standing in the kitchen. John is holding a food bowl that belongs to Garfield. You know this because Garfield's name is on the food bowl. John says, "Hello, Garfield. Have some food." John passes the food bowl to Garfield, but as Garfield reaches for it, John, and Odie disappear. We now see that the kitchen, partially ruined and abandoned, is without anyone save for Garfield. A caption reads, "Locked fast within a time when he no longer exists, Garfield grapples with his greatest fear, loneliness." Garfield by Jim Davis for October 28, 1989. After years of taking life for granted, Garfield is shaken by a horrifying vision of the inevitable process called time. He has only one weapon: denial. Garfield thinks to himself, "I don't want to be alone." And with that, John and Odie reappear before Garfield. John asks, "Want some breakfast, Garfield?" Garfield, happy at the return of John, embraces him and thinks out loud, "Who needs it? I need you." A caption reads, "An imagination is a powerful tool. It can tint memories of the past, shade perceptions of the present, or paint a future so vivid that it can entice or terrify, all depending on how we conduct ourselves today." Garfield by Jim Davis for June 1st, 1991. Garfield is seen walking towards a bird bath with a bird perched on it. Garfield asks, "Say, aren't you..." The bird continues, I'm a bird. In the second panel, Garfield, thumbing his chest, says, Right. I'm a big fan of yours. The bird says, I'm flattered. In the third panel, Garfield, with his mouth open, fangs drawn, and tongue out, says, How about autographing my tongue? The bird says, That's sus.